We will now begin the Ohio State postgame press conference. I'm joined at the podium with head coach Meyer, quarterback Dwayne Haskins, and wide receiver Parris Campbell. I'm going to start by asking Coach Meyer an opening remark about this week and the game tonight, and then we'll open up the floor for questions. Please state your name and outlet when asking a question, and we have mic runners on both sides. Coach?
On behalf of our players and the Big Ten Conference at The Ohio State University, I want to thank the Rose Bowl. This has always been a bucket list. It's something I've dreamed about as long as I've been watching Ohio State football, which is as long as I've been around. And it was everything and more. So thank you to the Rose Bowl people. I also want to recognize and show respect for our opponent. What a game. Tremendous team, and their coach is a good friend of mine, and he's one of the top coaches in America. And Washington played great, so thank them. And then the most important people I want to thank and obviously recognize, and I've said this several times tonight, we've been talking about it all week, is when I needed you the most, you gave us your very best. And in life, players, we've talked about this many times as well, that in life, a lot of times when adversity strikes, that's not what you get. And these players stuck it out. What a up and down year, but a year that when we needed them the most, they gave us the very best. Never more indicative of the game in Columbus, Ohio against our rival. And then we went to Indianapolis and played a very good team. And then they come out here to the Rose Bowl, and they gave us the very best. So they're Big Ten division champs, Big Ten champs, Rose Bowl champs, and one of the great teams in Ohio State history. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open up the floor for questions. We'll start up here on the front left.
Thank you. Joseph DiPolito, Seattle Times. And I would like to ask all three of you this. How pivotal was Mike Weber's performance in opening up the passing game for you? And what kinds of things could you exploit against Washington's secondary?
I'll start up front. Coach Mick and Coach Meyer preach about winning the line of scrimmage. So today, Mike ran the ball really efficiently and got a lot of first downs with him. He definitely opened up the passing game for us, giving us some wide open lanes as far as attacking the zone coverage. We did a great job picking up some blitzes today, and we just had to be efficient.
I think in every game, a big thing we want to do is establish the run early. Just from speaking from a receiver standpoint, having defenses worry about the run early on definitely makes it easier on us. Because defenders play a little bit of soft, they might want to load the box. And it just makes it easier on us.
Okay, we have a question up here in the front.
Steve Futterman from CBS News. Coach Meyer wanted to ask you, obviously a game that had so much attention focused on you because of your announcement and everything. I want to know if this does turn out to be your final game as a head coach, and I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying if, but you're still a very young man, 54. What has this ride been like at Ohio State as a head coach? What has it meant to you? How emotional, in a rewarding way, has it been to you to be a head coach these years?
Well, this has always been very personal. I'm from the great state of Ohio. I'm very proud of my state. I've been a Buckeye fan, like I said, as long as I can remember. And I operated, and it's not healthy all the time, but I operated under a sense of fear. When I would see our former players come around this program, and I was in an elevator yesterday with Archie Griffin, a dear friend, and John Cooper's a dear friend. We lost Coach Bruce just recently, and Jim Trussel's a dear friend of mine. And I just feel, I felt an obligation to not let him down. We were going to not coach right away, and then this position opened up, and the program was struggling a bit. We had probation. We lost 9 scholarships. The year before, we lost 7 games, and we just were hit with a bowl ban 2 weeks after I took the job. And that was, we were in dire straits. Every one of those seniors could have left back in 2012, and every one of them stayed. It was one of the 6 undefeated teams in Ohio State history. And so it was something that every week, every yard, every down, when we recruited these players, I just wanted to make sure that we made the great state of Ohio proud. And once again, we weren't perfect, but we did a lot of good things. Oh, sure. Sure. A lot of joy along the way, and that's something I have to learn to have more joy. And there's joy when you see that you have one more point than the opponent at the end of the game. And then the other joy is you see guys like this, 2 players I'll love for the rest of my life. And football is a small part of their lives. They don't realize that yet. But guys like Parris and Dwayne, and really the majority of our team, this football gig's going to be over before you know it. And these two, they'll be able to do whatever they want for the rest of their lives. That's how good of people they are.
Another question up here in the front.
Doug Lamorese, Cleveland.com. Urban, how did you feel walking off the field, and was it any different than every other time you've walked off a field
sure.
after a win?
Sure, I would have been on the phone recruiting the last half of the walk if it wasn't our last game. And right now I'd be like starting to put pencils to who's coming back, who's not coming back, and what do we do at left tackle, what do we do this, what do we do that. But the new guy's got to worry about that, and we're going to certainly help him. So it felt different.
You gave a salute to the band, you gave an OH to the fans. What kind of connection did you feel, not just to your team tonight, but everybody from Buckeye Nation that was here?
Well, I told you that when adversity strikes and people scatter, and when I needed the most, you give us your very best. The band didn't scatter. The band was there. Buckeye Nation was there. We saw that all throughout the adversity that we went through, and I can't tell you, my love affair with Buckeye Nation has never been as strong.
We have a question in the middle.
Urban, Ari Wasserman, The Athletic. I'm wondering, during the game, are you thinking about what tonight is for you? You've made this decision a month in advance, and you've been trying to, build up to this. But, how long do you anticipate it'll take if you weren't thinking during the game for this to become real for you?
No, I was too busy yelling at Ryan Day and Coach Shiano on the headsets, and our quarterback because he missed a couple throws. So, no, I wasn't thinking about that.
I did.
And worried about getting Hans' team lined up and making sure the punt was off. No. Now I get a chance to reflect, and you reflect with those people you love. That's your family. That's those closest to you. And these guys are part of it, family for the rest of our life.
And one quick one for Dwayne. Can you just address where you are with your NFL decision?
Nowhere as far as gaining any momentum with that. Still have a lot of time to make a decision. Working with my family, teammates, and coaches, figure out what's best for me. But right now I'm just excited to get this win, excited to leave out Coach with this victory. I know it's been a lot for him and for ourselves and the teammates. So, this blessing situation right now.
Okay, question up here in the front.
Nick Hamilton, Rebel Media. This question is for Dwayne. First of all, congratulations on the win. When you were walking back to the tunnel, there were a lot of fans saying, one more year, one more year. What does that mean to you just to hear those type of comments, and what does that signify for your career?
Well, Buckeye Nation loves me, and I love Buckeye Nation since I was 8, 9, 10 years old. So to receive that ovation from them, to know how much they value me as a player, and to know that how much work I put in just to be in the spot, just to go to school here, I'm really just blessed. Thankful for the guy to the right for recruiting me, and I really couldn't ask for more.
We have a question in the middle right here.
Stephen Herbert, City News Service, for Coach Meyer and the players. Why do you think your team won tonight?
I think we got off to a fast start. We had, obviously, it's a top 10 defense, one of the best defenses we've faced in the last few years. And they were playing zone coverage, and we had to be patient because they weren't letting us over the top. And I thought Dwayne did a great job, and the offense line blocked a very good D-line, and we ran the ball. So very good balance. Didn't turn the ball over, had some nice drives, but obviously the fourth quarter, it's up 28-3, and we give up 3 scores, and we don't score at all. So I think we jumped out fast, but that was a heck of a team we played tonight.
Okay, we have a question in the back left.
Urban, and for the players, Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Coach, how different was pregame and postgame, maybe compared to 2010, your last game in Florida? And for the players, how was Coach pregame and postgame? Was it another game, or could you tell the emotions that this was his last one?
Well, I think Coach Meyer does a great job of hiding his emotion. He didn't really let, that get in the way of, winning the Rose Bowl, because that was our number one goal coming in as a team, coaching staff, everyone included. So it was more serious than anything. Everyone was just prepared to go win this game.
I wouldn't say anything had changed as far as Coach Meyer's demeanor, other than taking every game by the horns and knowing that it's our opportunity to go show that we're the best team in the country. So to be able to have 3 weeks of preparation for this team, all we put in for this team, for this game, and just to have that added benefit of Parris' last game, Coach Meyer's last game, just a lot of added motivation to ourselves as a team to know that we have to go out there and play our best ball for each other, and no selfishness with anybody. So really just how much love we have from one another got us this win today.
We have time for 2 more questions. We'll take one in the middle there.
Edward Ashoff, ESPN. Urban, Shelley just said out there that she thinks you're done. She would be ecstatic if you never coached again. Why do you believe that you won't coach again?
Well, I think I'm very blessed, and this has been, I know, relatively young, but I started young. 17 years as a head coach, 33 years doing this, and just very fortunate, and I do believe I'm done.
And what were your emotions pregame? Were you a little anxious, a little different?
No, yeah, real anxious, but no different than the Big Ten championship game, the team up north game, the Tulane game. It's all about these guys. It's all about the players, and I might be more nuts than most, but I would just try to give them every possible scenario that happens during the course of the game, so that when their number's called, they can go make that play. And it's obviously that's a lot of scenarios. So all the focus, for 33 years, has been the same. It's all about these two. The coaches are way overrated. It's about the players doing the jobs that they have to do and us having them ready.
Okay, we have time for one more question up front here.
Urban, you won't be the head coach tomorrow. Are you eager for tomorrow? Are you curious about tomorrow? Are you dreading tomorrow? What do you think? Do you have an idea what tomorrow will be like, or do you not really know?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about that a little bit and trying not to think about it because it gets in the way of these two players and the team. But, I have the best athletic director that you can be around. I have a school that I love dearly. I feel very welcome in Buckeye Nation and here, and I'm an Ohioan. So my job, I think, as we all move forward, is to make Coach Day, who's an elite coach, make this program even stronger. And that's all our focus. That's their focus. That's my focus. Gene Smith's focus. It's a very strong program, but we're going to make it stronger.
That will conclude today's post-game press conference. Thank you, Coach Meyer, and thank you to both of the student athletes who joined us.